This one's a replay of a game that I played this evening in the SAWBBL League, Swindon and Wiltshire Blood Bowl League. So this is actually one of my games, a bit of a departure. So let's critique it and see how it goes. It's quite a fun little game, actually. It's Khemri against, what am I using? I'm using Amazons. So this is a second season Amazon team named by my daughter. So what have we got? So we've got a guard and diving tackle blitzer, frenzy mighty blow blitzer. I love a bit of frenzy. I'm missing a blitzer at the moment, and a load of linemen and so on. Got a star player here, move 7. I do like a bit of move extra. I tend to take it over armor. I actually take it over doubles as well on an Amazon team. I just like I think the difference between move 6 and move 7 is quite big. Not least because it allows you to get from the middle to the end zone without any go for it, which is a sort of psychological thing, I suppose. But I do like a bit of move 7. On the other side, we've got no skills on the Tomb Guardians, which is the big one. We've got strength 4 blitzer there, and then a kickoff return block throw raw, which is quite fun. So I kick to him after he won the toss. Sinbad is also taken to the stage, taken to the field, I suppose. Player with sort of huge amounts of skills there. He's got jump up, sidestep, regen, block, super weapons. He's got absolutely millions of skills, and he's got stab, which is pretty good against the Amazon team, which I guess is why he used it. So kick into the corner there. So when I got kick on this person, no, well, one of these anyway, kick. So I kicked it to there rather than there. So there would have been almost definitely safe, but I went to there, and so it scattered 3 because I rolled a 6 with a scatter. So that was more risky, but just giving that extra square of distance for the Khemri to move, because it's difficult for the Khemri to move very far, very fast. So even with, and that's why he's taking kickoff return. But yeah, I don't know. I take the extra risk by kicking to there, but you really shouldn't. You should kick to there if you have kick, because then it can't easily scatter off the pitch unless the nice weather happens. But I get away with it. Nice weather happens, so it's scattered in and then scattered off again. A little bit of punching to start with, not too much damage in the beginning, except that guy. Badly hurt catcher there, and he managed to pick up the ball, and stab didn't do anything. So all that I do here is, I'm putting the threat there, I'm putting the blitzer threat, in case something bad happens on the Khemri first turn. But other than that, I'm just sort of consolidating. And then I'm choosing to dodge away the players who are standing up before I dodge away the players who are lying down. Because if you're standing up, then you can get blocked. Whereas if you're lying down, then it's riskier actually for him to hurt you, because the foul might lead to someone being sent off. So I tend to dodge away standing up players before dodging away and lying down players. The last dodge failed of the turn, so I haven't left any blocking targets. So he's only got 1 blitz to hit me with, which he uses on Sinbad, who fails. So that's pretty cool. So then he is engaging this Tomb Guardian down here. He has left the ball carrier fairly safe, so not a standard cage, just enough players in the way that I can't easily get to it. That was a both down, having used the reroll earlier in the turn. Let's see what happens. Now that was a nice bit of jump up. I hadn't read the skills properly, despite listing them all earlier. I forgot that he had jump up, so not following would have been sensible. But actually he had sidestep, so it didn't make any difference. So he sidestepped next to me, jumped up and stabbed me, which was slightly painful in this context. So let's see what happens now. It's going to try and move forward. And at this stage he actually makes a mistake, because he's engaged people here, but actually I can fairly easily break open that cage. So a cage is no good really if you're up against people. A cage needs to be sort of isolated. You need a few spaces. Even though these guys are strength 5, this is strength 3, 2 assists there, means that it's a 1 dice block against the Tomb Guardian. So that doesn't leave it particularly safe. Which is a slight error. So that's what I take. So I take the 1 dice block. I got a POW, only needed a push actually, but I got the POW, which is a bonus. I bring in that one, so this one's got guard, so that gives me the 2 dice blitz on the ball carrier. So take that straight away, and it fails, and then fails again. The ball carrier's got block, so he got away with that one. 4 dice on the ball carrier, and didn't manage to get a POW out of it. And so then I just sort of try and put as much pressure on the ball carrier. Now this is an interesting one. What happened there? So this was a mistake. Following up basically was a mistake. What I would have done was, if I was playing against me, is hit this Amazon into the Tomb Guardian to there, because then the Tomb Guardian could have pushed one of my star players off the pitch, and then he could have consolidated reasonably well, and probably got this one off the pitch as well. Probably with a block with the ball carrier possibly, and so on. So loads of players could have left the pitch at that stage, which I was a little bit worried about, but he didn't go for that option. So he just went for the option of clearing people away from the ball carrier. And at that point I thought, oh dear, this half's gone. The drive's gone. That was my one chance to disrupt the drive, but the block didn't come off. So all he does is foul there. And so all I'm going to try and do now is get in the way. I've got 3 players off the pitch, and so it's going to be a bit tricky. So he did go for that surf eventually, but it was just a KO, so I was lucky. And then it made it very difficult from then on, basically, to get any sort of pressure on the ball at all. So I have a slim chance here in a minute. So he comes in there. Right, so I've got, no, just still going. I'm getting to my turn. Right, so I've got a slim chance here. If this one goes down, then I've actually got 1 dice blitz on the ball carrier. But I do need to knock this player down first, because then this one can dodge out and come in. But sadly, it was just a pushback and wasn't worth the reroll. So I just get beaten up a bit. Maybe it was worth the reroll. Again, that's an interesting tactical place there. So choosing not to use dodge, because if I'd used dodge, then the Tomb Guardian would have surfed me. So it was a dodge POW. So it says there, Lily does not use dodge while being blocked. So you obviously get the choice whether to use dodge or not. So yeah, and then I have a sort of very slim chance on my turn, and this one's going to come around and dodge round and stand next to the ball carrier. Couldn't blitz, didn't have the movement to blitz, and then this one could have dodged out there, but obviously failed to dodge. Push out there, and then score, I believe. Yeah, there we go. And then on my turn, nothing very much happens. I take a ridiculously bad pass. Got the ball scattered onto my player, which wasn't tremendously helpful, because it meant that the catcher had it instead of the thrower having it. I suppose I could have handed off to the thrower, but there's no real need. All right, pitch invasion happens. So that was fun. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players down for him, and only 2 down for me. So should have made it straightforward to score. And let's see if it does. So that's me targeting the strength 4 blitzer there. And then what I'm going to try and do, basically, I've picked up the ball, and this is a pass action. So on a pitch invasion, it's a good idea to make as much hay as you can while the sun shines, and I want to get the ball as far down as I could. So I wouldn't normally pass the ball this early in the turn, but I figure if I can pass to this catcher, throw it to catcher, should be straightforward. And then it can make a move quite far down the pitch, but the thrower manages to mess it up, and then the catcher manages to mess it up as well. So yeah, not much progress down the pitch there, but everyone's still stunned, so he can't do very much on his turn anyway. So not a huge problem. He's trying to put a bit of pressure on the ball there, but failed to go for it with a snake eyes. And then all I'm doing here is just marking his prone players, and then trying to see where the blitz comes. So that's my first half dice against Tomb Guardian. I don't think I did many in the first half, but if you've got block and you're hitting a stronger player, then you've got a 2/3 chance of getting away with it, and only a 1/3 chance of failing. So it's pretty much the same as a 3+ dodge. It's not exactly, but near as makes no difference. So yeah, so what I'm trying to do here, obviously his stunned players are now coming back, so the pitch invasion is pretty much over. But he is obviously out of position quite a lot. So on my turn, I'm going to try and cage up down there. I do leave the ball slightly exposed here, actually, so I get the cage down there. But as I say, the cage is no good if one corner of it is in contact with someone. So this is his strength 4 player. So all he needs to do is to knock this one away, and then he's got a blitz on me. But what the problem there was that the Tomb Guardian couldn't get through to cancel out these assists. I wonder if he could have actually, what he could have done there, I think, looking back at it, was knock this player out of the way, and then the Tomb Guardian could have come round here to cancel those assists, and then that would have given 1 dice blitz from this one. That would have been the play there, which I didn't spot at the time actually, and neither did he, luckily, because this catcher didn't have block, so could have done that if he'd wanted. As it turns out, yeah, it doesn't manage to make it particularly safe. So on my turn, I'm able just to do some fairly safe 2 dice blocks and blitzes and so on. 2 dice blitz there, and then run into the corner to score. I made it 1-1. Going for, but obviously didn't attempt to stall. League game. I'm not top of the league. I'm 3rd in the league at the moment, and so I wanted to go for the win just in case the league leader does trip up at some point. Hopefully he will. Okay, so obviously kick-off return proving useful again to allow the Khemri to move up the pitch a bit faster than they might otherwise be able to, especially against kick. I'm just pressurising the ball carrier so that the blitz has to be involved back there, so that the blitz can't be used to make a hole at all down here. And so all I'm trying to do here is I use my reroll on a push, and it turned into a pow, so that was happy days. I was quite pleased with this turn. The only thing I should have done was mark this skeleton. I think I should probably have dodged away this catcher to mark the skeleton. That might have made a difference. Because basically what happens is that I mark up as many of his players as possible so they can't do anything. I wasn't worried about this skeleton, but actually, yeah, is there a pow there? No. So the skeleton made the difference in that the skeleton could do the 2 dice blitz. So that was that was my mistake there, was that I should have dodged out this catcher, because that would have still left this Tomb Guardian marked, but I could have marked the skeleton so that he wouldn't have been able to do that. Error in that case. But there's no actual very much safe place. What happens here is he thought a lot about what to do, and I think I would have just run the throw further down just to put it within scoring range, because everything basically on my turn after this needs a 3+ with a reroll, but a 3+, so it's got a 1 in 9 chance. And so by leaving the ball there, he sort of left it almost within scoring range in a way, and so I get away with quite a lot here. So I'm doing loads of 2 dice blocks uphill against Tomb Guardians, but again, that's the same as a 3+ dodge pretty much. So that works to free up that player to come in to cancel out the blitz for our assist, and then I'm blitzing here 1 dice, and the idea is the 1 dice blitz pushes to there so that I get a 1 dice block again if needed. But as it turns out, I managed to pow the ball carrier. Ball scatters nicely. Another 2 dice uphill block or half dice, which comes away. All you need is a push sometimes, get the ball away, and then pick up the ball and run down the pitch with it. But obviously I need a player to score, so I put that player within scoring range there. Yeah, he spotted what he should do, which was to free this player by knocking away his marker. And here comes the blitz on the ball carrier, which fortunately for me was a skull. And then it's just a case of me. So that's a 1 dice block with 1 dice blitz with block. so knocks him away, runs into the end zone, and then the pass. 4+ scores without a reroll. So yeah, got away with that. But 2-1 win. Quite pleased against that. Previously undefeated Khemri team. Yeah, the Amazons go marching on to victory, probably. Who knows? No, they're not going to catch the league leaders because they're doing particularly well. But yeah, it's a good fun game. Lots of incident. It was very tight. Could have gone either way right to the end, which is what we like from a Blood Bowl game. Does the pass work? No. Hope you enjoyed that one. See you next time.